Yep. We're early. Let's go. Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Here we go. The wonderful world of TPOs. That's right. People need protection. And when they do, they go to court and they let them know, hey, can you help me out, Judge? This one just started. We wanted to cover it while it was live. So we're calling an audible, going right into this. Creed will be here momentarily. So let's go ahead and see what Miss Crawford has to say. Hello to everybody in the chat. I just hit my headphones.
Geiger, case number 230000163. Ms. Geiger, would you stand? Ms. Crawford, raise your right hand as well. Ms. Geiger, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this matter?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The truth.
I do.
All right. Thank you.
One in, one out. See what we got, guys. Make sure you like the video. Help us out.
All right, Ms. Crawford, what is it
Yes.
you wish to tell me about this case?
Well, it started with her and her boyfriend's relationship. I drove him to where he wanted to go live, and I did so, and she has been harassing me ever since because she seems to blame me for him leaving. I don't know, but she has made a real nuisance in front of my house, screaming and hollering, yelling things out on the street. She's marked my fence up with messages for her boyfriend. It's just becoming out of hand. And then lighting the fire was the last straw for me.
Hi. She lit a fire. She wrote on her fence. She's mad because she drove her boyfriend out of town. Like literally drove him out of town. Not like.
What period of time has this been going on, Ms. Crawford?
It seems like forever, but it's just been a couple months.
Okay, well, Miss Crawford, we're sorry to hear that. Never a good thing. But we're here to help you and understand. Judge, very slow, by the way. Remember him? No hurries. Hope you're having a great Monday.
And Ms. Crawford, you submitted some photographs, one of which had showed painting on the fence, and another one showed painting in the street. Is that right?
Yeah, she marked I love you, Rob, from my house in Olympia all the way to Eatonville is where he moved to, along the roadways and the paths he would take. She marked up on the streets. In Eatonville, she marked up a car wash. I've talked to
what?
Where he lives, the lady that he lives with, and she has a petition also against Michelle. And she doesn't listen. She just keeps going up there and marking things up, dropping things off, taking people over there to leave a message for him. It's just, she's not stopping.
I can't believe this.
And tell me about the lighting of a fire.
She just appeared in the entrance of my driveway, and she lit a fire right there in my driveway. And it was really dry out at the time. I'm surrounded by trees.
Very true.
My boyfriend went out and asked her what she was doing, and she just started screaming that the guy next door gave her permission to light the fire in my driveway.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
The video shows that she was just screaming strange and stupid things.
No,
it was kind of scary when she kicked the fire towards the wooden fence that's really old and dry. This place would go up real fast.
He's a magician.
And it just scared me.
Is the gentleman next door the landlord of the property?
No, he's not. He's just a resident, and he's being evicted. So I don't know why he would give her permission to do that, or why you would even want to light a fire in somebody's driveway.
She was tagging car washes and things, Creed, where her
Right.
boyfriend.
Oh,
Anything
I
else
missed
you
that.
want to tell me, Ms. Crawford, at this point?
Really?
I would just really like her to stop.
Gary, good to see you.
Hey, guys.
All right, Ms. Geiger,
This
let's
one-
hear your response.
This is completely untrue and ridiculous. She has no proof that I have written anything or that I have done any of those things. The fire that was lit was something else separate from her, and she shares a driveway with my friend, whom I'm friends with because his mother was my friend and his mother has passed. He's moving in July, and that's why I'm over there. She's not even supposed to be there. Both driveways are his, and he said I could light these things on fire. It was just a therapeutic thing. It was in the edge of his driveway. Then when they came out and they complained about it, and he started taking his phone and started recording me or whatever the heck. I'd like to see this video where I was yelling all these things because I didn't yell anything until they came at me. And I said, leave me alone. I'm allowed to be here. He said I could light it. And he even came out and had to get in Rick's face saying, why are you bugging her? She's in emotional distress. Can't you see that? You're not going to be able to get her to talk to you. And he still kept coming at me. They have taken this video and showed it to many friends, laughed at me, ridiculed me. She's saying I'm stalking her in places that are the trail by her house. This is a main conduit to places that I go, including my current boyfriend, whom I've dated for like 8 years. And the other restraining order she's talking about is with his one of my boyfriend's ex, but I don't go there. I don't see him. I don't see her. She's been back with her. I have my boyfriend. I don't really care. I care about my friend that's still living there and being able to go see him or being able to go up and down that street. My son does go to North Thurston. I don't care about her. I really don't.
Therapeutic fires.
That driveway is my driveway. That's not a shared driveway. He uses it as a shared driveway, and I've never complained about that.
Ms. Crawford, wait a moment, all right? We can't talk over each other. It doesn't work very
Okay,
well.
yeah.
What about the painting on the fence?
The
Grab
cop
what you
had
will.
called me, so I was over there and I went to go get Jeremy's the name of the guy that lives next door to her, and I went to
Uh-huh.
go get him a burger because I couldn't stay there any longer, and he looked like he was
Uh-huh.
hungry. I was like, I'm gonna go get you a burger. She thought this was when I went out to go do the fence, and then when I came back, I was like, I wasn't even out there. I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know when it was. And this cop called me and said that he wanted to talk to me about it. Then he never even met me at my place, my mom's place, to talk to me about it. So I figured that he couldn't prove it, and she couldn't prove it, so that's why they didn't come to meet me, because nobody's ever said anything since then because I didn't do it. I don't know who did this to her fence. I don't know. I don't care.
Grandma.
And that Rob guy that she's talking about is a player, so who knows who had that on there? I don't know.
He's a player, Creed.
Why we're not together?
Anybody could have wrote it.
Phone. Liz Gig and Deborah, thank you.
But I'm engaged to be married. I could care less about him, her, or any of them. I care about moving my friend.
What about the painting in the street?
I don't know what painting in the street she's even showing. You can't even really see anything in the photograph or the thing that she served me. And the guy in the restraining order, her boyfriend, is the one who served me too. He barged into my friend's house and dropped it on the floor and says, there, you're
No,
served.
he did not.
Yes, he did.
Ms.
God.
Crawford, just sit still for a minute.
Yes, he did.
All right, you didn't answer the question about the
Sorry.
painting in the street.
I don't know
saw,
where-
I
I don't know
saw
where
a
it is, sorry.
picture that
I
I could read it.
I could see the picture, but I don't know where this is or what she's talking about. I don't know where it
Looks like
is.
it's right in the driveway,
It's
right
not
in the
in her
street
driveway.
outside
Is
the
it? Ask her if
driveway.
it's in her driveway. I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
It looks like it's in the street right outside the driveway.
I'm saying there's nothing in front of their house, period. The last time I drove by there, that I was allowed to drive by there when I was being served, there's nothing in the road right there by her. I don't know
And
where
you knew
this
nothing
drawing
about
is.
it getting there.
No, and if it was right there in front of her house, why come she didn't call the cops then for that? Or any of the other ones, or whatever it is she's claiming. There's no document saying any of these things happened, just her word. And the video, I doubt shows anything either. If I was screaming, I don't know what she's talking about.
All right, and this Rob person that is listed in both the painting on the fence and in the street, that was a former boyfriend of yours?
At one point, we dated briefly during a break with my boyfriend currently.
I'm taking breaks, baby.
It was a very brief time. Not enough to get emotionally upset about.
Thank you, Lisa. Remember, we need to get burgers if we're getting kicked out of somewhere or leaving. That's what I got from this. Did she admit to painting the fence?
Nope.
Okay.
She
Ms.
wasn't hurt.
Crawford, how do you know this Rob person?
He through another acquaintance and a friend of hers. That's how I met her, was through my friend Julie. And Rob is the person that she was dating, and he he
Where's
I
he?
just know him by acquaintance. They've come over a few times to visit. But she's saying
You
that,
were just being a good Samaritan by helping him move to Eatonville?
yeah, because he said this relationship was going to either kill him or he was going to end up in prison. So he
Damn.
wanted
Sorry,
to
say that,
Where's his statement? Sorry.
say that again, Ms. Crawford.
Nancy, she was burning fires.
he wanted to get away from her
Yeah.
because he was going to either end up dead or in prison.
Kicking fire.
And so he left the situation. And she's been bugging him ever since. I don't have a statement from him. I don't, this writing on my fence, a friend of mine drove by and saw her do that. You know, and that's the only way I found out that there was something on my fence. I hadn't left my house for a couple days, and there it was. And Rob is the name of her boyfriend. Why would she deny doing that?
Because he's not.
He knows she did it. It's just she's trying to get out of not being responsible for it. Rob is the name of the guy that she was dating.
I said he wasn't.
Tell me again about the driveway and who has control of that driveway, Ms. Crawford.
Okay, there's my house and then the house next to me. We have two driveways. One comes directly into mine with a U shape that goes into his house, and then he can go out the other side. It's a shared driveway. It's not his solely. He shares
So when you
the
say there are
driveway.
two driveways, what do you mean?
There's a horseshoe shape that goes through his parking area. From my driveway to his driveway is like a U shape.
I'm guessing he saw the
Yeah,
painting.
okay, I get that.
Okay,
floor.
mine
Yeah, he
comes
saw
straight
it.
to
Judge
my
saw it.
house, and if you turn into his property, he can go out his driveway too. He shares a driveway with the landlord that lives behind him. I have this one driveway. It's not solely his driveway. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a way into my own place.
All right, Ms. Geiger, what do you have to respond at this time?
The driveway, her trailer's illegally put there anyways. It has an extension cord running from his house to her trailer. It shouldn't even be there. That's why it doesn't have a driveway. It should be in the lot behind his, between the landlord and his spot. So that's why she doesn't really have a driveway. She has to share it with Jeremy. The landlord does share this one big driveway on the side that goes back to the back landlord, but the landlord's a slumlord, and that's why he's being evicted or whatever. He's fighting it because he should have things done differently, and he just doesn't. She say she has a driveway, she doesn't.
Ms. Geiger, you have a similar situation in Pierce County? Is there
No,
a
this is that
protection
same
order
person,
there?
this same person before, when him and I were together, she got really upset and she wanted me to be restrained so that I couldn't come around there. She used her son's name as the person that I was leaving notes for when it was Rob that I was leaving notes for. Okay, but that was back when we were together and I went out there and she didn't want me to come around there. I didn't want to go around there where the kid was. So I just left a note for him. And then she tried to say it was on her son. The Zoom actually cut out is why she got granted it, because I tried to do it via my phone and it didn't work out, which is why I'm here today for this one to make sure that doesn't happen. But it cut out and so the order was granted. I didn't care enough about her to even fight it, contest it or anything. I was like, whatever, she can have it because I'm not going to go back out there anyway. So I don't care.
Lady. There's that horseshoe drive.
And I'm not sure why she doesn't have statements from these friends that saw me, or why she doesn't have statements from Rob, or why she doesn't have statements from any of these people. The landlord to say it's her drive, anything from anybody.
Can we bring Rob in?
Why would I-
She submitted pictures, but no video. It's just a bunch of accusations because she has a power trip control issue, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Tell us more about the extension cord.
I don't really think it's that funny.
Ms. Crawford, you say that she was in the street. This is the incident in regards to the fire, screaming and hollering. What kind of stuff was she screaming and hollering?
She would ride her bike up and down the street. She'd call me a cunt or a bitch. Just up and down the street, she would be screaming. You could hear, I'd have to go outside and look and see who was screaming. And there she is riding her bicycle up and down the street.
And
See that
did this
come.
happen every day, every other day, more than once a day?
No, well, it happened a couple times a day. There was she would space them out. Whenever she came into the area, she would do that. It's just embarrassing to have somebody do that
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of where you live. She'll say, "Oh, she wasn't talking to me," but she is out in front of my house. It's
It's a main street.
yes, it's a main street. Everybody has access to it, but you don't go screaming up and down somebody's street in front of their house.
You might go singing
All
up and
right,
down the street.
all right. You speak to me. You don't speak to each other, okay?
Yeah.
I guess maybe I've seen her. Yes.
All right, Ms. Geiger, what do you say about the yelling and screaming?
I ride my bike, yes, but I ride my bike quite often for many years, almost every day. Actually, there is a trail literally right next to her house. Okay, I ride it on the trail. I try to avoid her house. Sometimes I just don't care. It's too difficult, and why should I go by? If anything, I had my headphones on and was singing. And you could ask anybody. I do that all the time because I zone people out. So maybe she heard me holding singing. I'm not sure, but I wasn't yelling nothing at her. And if this happened, why is she's not taking her camera out there being like, stop harassing me and stuff? The only time I've ever called her a name is when I was sitting on the trail actually with my boyfriend after this fence and all this stuff had happened. We were on a bench inside the bushes kind of thing. And she walked by with her dog, who does like me and knows me from when I did go over there. She let it go on a really long leash, come all the way up to my bench where I'm sitting with my legs over my boyfriend, and it's all on me. And I was like, can you please get your dog away from me, please? And so, yes, I called her something because she wasn't keeping her dog away from me or staying away from me either. And then she put that in there as I'm stalking her.
Thank you, Big Fun. Appreciate you.
Ah, yes, that country classic.
Sorry, she doesn't like
Bitch
my
cunt.
singing. I'll try to keep it down.
Who among us hasn't sung that out loud at the top of our lungs?
If she can't even understand what I'm saying, why is it harassing her?
Well, we can't understand anything you're saying either. So
Well, it sounded like to me like she understood some of what you were saying.
The day on
All
the
right,
trail.
here's what I'm going to do in this case. I am going to grant the order.
Surprise!
1 year.
Surprise!
And the basis on which I'm doing that is
Ooh, wow.
first, there's the painting on the fence, there's the painting in the street.
I didn't do this.
And Ms. Geiger, I understand that you deny that you did that. I can't
How could you prove that I
fathom,
did?
Ms. Geiger, I can't fathom that there's somebody else out there who had a romantic relationship with Rob that would be doing those kinds of things either on her property or in front of her property.
I know, he was afraid.
She won't shut up.
You know,
I
the
always thought
problem
Six
in
was
this
hotter, by the way.
is, I really don't know why you're involved with Ms. Crawford at all.
No.
In
Still
this.
muddling and talking.
If you're not, then this should not be a problem for you to stay away and not
For my
violate
friend
this
is next
order
door to
for a
her.
period of time.
My friend is next door and moving in a month, and he doesn't have.
Well, then
anything
he'll
else.
have
He
to
needs a
have
burger.
somebody, have another friend help
We're
him.
fine. But that's the main area that I go down to go to other places. It's like really literally in the middle of everywhere. How am I supposed to not go drive by there?
Center square.
Well, you'll
Go
have to
way out of
find
my way
another
every
way
day?
to do that.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Yeah, we'll just move everybody. So what happens in a year,
Can you?
Moni?
She could request that this order be extended at the end of that time,
I hope so.
or if you're,
She's like
if the circumstances change,
Oh, a toddler for sure.
it may not be necessary to redo it. I don't
Good
know.
for you.
I don't know.
Right on.
Am I free to go then?
Not yet.
Mm. She's gonna hate because this judge takes a minute to fill out paperwork. I don't know if there's another case after this one. We're gonna sit here and wait and see, and this will be our opportunity to reflect. Creed.
There's a lot to reflect on, although I'm right with you guys in the chat. I'm confused on this one. She just seems like not a pleasant person to live next to. Not Miss Crawford, the fast talker.
Yeah, and she doesn't even live there. She just visits. And she's been accused of tagging an entire roadway between two cities, trying to talk to Rob, who broke up with her. That, you know, they didn't have a very, she said it was a nothing relationship, but apparently, and she also said Rob was a player. she's gone out. She's wrote all this stuff. I'm guessing she was burning stuff that belonged to Rob.
That would
Maybe
make sense. Yeah, because
out
that
in the
would be why.
driveway.
That's
It's
why she'd be
therapeutic.
kicking it, right? That's why
That's
she'd
gonna
be
s-
kicking the fire.
A therapeutic fire she built. The riding on the bicycle.
That's it.
I don't know if
Yeah,
she
just a
rides.
moment. We're going to give you a copy so you have it in your hand when you walk out,
I like the fact that she likes to
because you
sit
could
on
be
benches
arrested
between bushes.
for violating it.
If I don't violate and go anywhere around her, then.
Oh, she's going to
That'll
jail.
be fine, but wait.
Okay, fine.
She's going to go in jail. You know, there's no keeping her away, right?
I think that he has seen some picture. The way that
yeah.
he described the road,
He saw the painting. He saw the writing
Yeah.
on the road. He saw the writing on the fence.
and he saw the
saw
writing on the
everything.
wall when she opened up her mouth and started talking.
She really did. I mean, I have not seen anybody fly like that in a while. I mean,
Dennis,
she was
that has
burning it.
unfortunately nothing to do with us. Facebook just hands them out all willy-nilly for different achievements. So that means that you
They like
been
you
around a
over
while
there.
and you chat a lot, which is good.
They like you.
Yeah.
We like you.
Facebook doesn't like us, but
It's just what
Facebook
it
likes
is.
you.
I thought maybe they'd let us back in, but apparently not.
Yeah, you know she's
Oh,
gonna be
look,
riding-
she's stretching. There she is. She's stretching. That was her.
Well, yeah,
hand.
she's getting ready for a big bike ride past Miss Crawford's house.
Ms. Crawford, what's the
Uh,
distance from the street to your house?
5 feet.
I'm really bad at doing things like that.
Quarter mile.
I would say like 3 vehicle lengths. I don't know how to,
Let's see.
I don't know
30
what the numbers
feet?
would be.
3 video. Look at her. She's just up pacing now.
Uh-huh, now
Thinking about
she's-
what she's gonna do.
She's gonna do something. It's gonna happen. She's gonna do something for sure. Do you think she bikes everywhere? That's not like she was out for an exercise. She would just
Yeah,
like,
that's her transportation.
yeah. So I figured too. And I can see his Rob's rationale about how he was going to end up in jail or losing his mind if he stayed. I could see that. This lady definitely could push me to losing my marbles as well.
Another thing that I can see as well is why Rob ran fast and never looked back.
He ran so far away, Creed.
He ran so far away.
She
Ms. Crawford, what's the street address of your residence?
1842 Slater Road, Northeast.
And by the way, we were doing that so her personal information would not be out there, and it wouldn't be our fault if it was.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes. Obviously, I get it.
Slow down. Do you think that maybe she was
Cocaine down to the ground, cocaine.
Her behavior is not normal. The way that she talks is not normal. She's putting weird things into these sentences that do not seem normal at all.
Yeah, there was zero punctuation in her talking.
Or breaths. That too. Do you think that she's like that from the minute she wakes up to the minute she
yeah.
goes to bed?
Oh yeah. Until she maybe takes something to bring her back down a little bit.
I would definitely condone her smoking pot, because I think that might actually
Look at her pacing, man. She's pacing, brother.
she really is.
Oh, judge, make sure she ain't coming after him. Bailiff.
All right, see, she doesn't have that methy
Mm-mm.
the way that she's rambling on, absolutely, but she doesn't have, and the only thing she did is wiped away the imaginary crumbs, basically.
I saw her do that too.
Yeah, she's not picking apart remote controls and doing the lean, and I could be
Dangerous?
completely wrong.
Do we think she's dangerous? Allegedly. I think she might be a tiny bit like the fire thing might bother me a little bit. Like how close she's gonna build the next one. And she runs extension cords.
You guys for this thing too.
Pardon me?
When I get married and my name changes, do I have to tell you guys for this too? Something like the initial letters, does that matter?
But that
Hey,
was Alex.
Nobody's marrying.
No, that you
Nobody's,
necessarily have to tell us. You just have to abide by the order. Doesn't change
I don't know if they
anything.
needed to update
nobody's
or-
marrying her.
It would help certainly, but it's not necessary. Well, hang on for just a second. Here's the thing that we're doing on case number 23000163, Crawford and Geiger. I've entered the order for 1 year. Ms. Geiger, you're not to have any contact with Ms. Crawford. You're not to go about her residence because of your statement that you need to be able to go buy that property. Instead of putting 1,000 feet, I put it at 100 feet. So you can't go by her house. If you want to drive on the opposite side of the street on your bicycle, that should be sufficient, but don't come within 100 feet of her house, or 100 feet of her, or 100 feet of her car.
What about if she goes down the trail like she did before and lets her dog come up to me? What am I supposed to do then?
You're supposed to turn and go the other way.
Yep.
Okay? That's just the way these orders work. You're the party that's restrained, not her. So this order will be valid through June 12th of 2024. Did I say that right?
Correct. Could you indicate what type
Oh,
of?
sorry.
I feel like maybe she's on shrooms or something.
I'm very on the fence usually with
So,
not a lot
Ms.
of
Geiger, we're going to give you a copy of this right in your hand right now, and then you'll be free to leave.
with not a lot of
And
evidence.
Ms.
But I feel as
Crawford,
if
You can get a copy of this order
he's seen
off
enough.
the website either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, I guarantee I could jump through that trailer door. No problem. One jump. There's nothing but cardboard between the door and the other piece of door.
That was
All
one of my favorite things that she called out is the fact that there's just a
Extension cord, yeah.
Cord.
And the guy's a slumlord that they rent from.
But we usually, we usually say, hey, where's the evidence? What do they throw out there? Where's violence? Where's, this or that? That's pretty bad when you show up to court. Even if I didn't feel as if he had any of the evidence of any of the painting or any of that, just the way, just
her,
spending the 20 minutes that I have with her, is enough for me to say, okay, all right, Miss Crawford,
I feel like the judge might have felt harassed and intimidated by her.
I mean, she is sitting there in front of him, and he's hearing every little thing that she just said, especially while Miss Crawford was trying to speak. Is that still her head? She still ain't left yet?
Yeah, she's about to get her paper, and now she's about to walk out. Oh, see that?
All right, Ms. Crawford, that's the end of the hearing on this case. You may leave the Zoom call.
Thank you.
Right. We got somebody else.
You're welcome.
Come on.
I think we still have number 2 left to do, don't we?
That's correct.
Calum County to run to,
This
but
has been reset like 3 times.
Oh.
And then last time it was reset, looked like service was made before the last time it was reset, actually. It's like it was served on the 27th of May. It was reset on the 30th to today. And now neither party is here. We haven't heard anything from either one of them, have we?
no, she said she's got to turn around and walk away because she's the one that it's against.
So I think we should dismiss it because they weren't here.
He didn't say that she could do that necessarily.
If he dismisses this one and there's nothing else, I want to watch. Now, everybody, if you don't remember, we had a case about a week or 2 ago of 2 ladies. They were complaining. One was complaining about the other lady smoking and that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the case,
when we found out about the son was also a smoker.
At the end of the case, we found out there was a thumb drive that he needed to look at. So, here in a minute, hopefully we'll see. I want to watch the video from, we're not going to see the actual thumbnail video, but he's going to come in at the beginning of this video and basically let them know, hey, this is what's going on. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to take this down real quick. And
that's the one you got. I got something different.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what, for 2 seconds while you're doing that, just we'll pop up Calum County.
6, it's up to you, or you can sit here till the end of the calendar, but Since he's not here, there might be a problem of
The
some
judge
kind.
grandpa.
How about we come back here on the 26th at 9:30? And you let Noah know that Judge Hannafy would sure like to see you on that. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Black.
Toby, that is the way you go.
Bryce after Buffalo's been here.
He's here. We may have a resolution if we can hold off on that. I just need to review things with you, but we may be able to resolve things today.
Hello, Samson.
And then Mr. Hatch is here.
Hatch is here.
I think he's either been pro se. He indicates he submitted a financial affidavit because I don't know if previous
Okay.
notes in the docket seem to indicate.
So you're,
pro
Hatch,
se.
you're fishing. You're fishing right
Roger,
now?
thank you.
When's the last time you had income?
Probably when I was logging, May, end of May.
May, so you haven't been logging since May?
Hallelujah.
So you can't hire a lawyer right now?
No.
And this is for, when do you think you'll be working again?
As soon as I get some calls.
As soon as I
from
start
people,
looking
I'll
for a
talk
job,
to
Your
friends
Honor.
and stuff.
What is it you do in the brush? What do you do for?
Just setting chokers.
So you're a choker setter and there's no choker setting job right now.
What's a
I've
choker
already
set?
worked at like 3 different companies, so.
You've never
Well,
seen
what's
Axeman.
going on with them? They just
Mike,
hire
you've
you for a
never
couple of weeks or something?
No, it was just, they're just not good people, I don't know.
Oh, you get in trouble? You get in
Yeah.
trouble?
No, it's worked a 9-hour day and I was cramping up and they're just cussing at me and screaming at me and stuff for no reason. So yeah, left that.
Like
Right
the big
on.
things,
So-
right?
So when's the last time you had a
Clamp onto
paycheck?
the logs and pull them up the
It was in May,
mountain.
end of May.
All right.
But also, did I get my bail money back from this or?
Well, not yet. So hang on. So
Don't go crazy,
you're
son.
living in LA, aren't you? You're in La
Yeah,
Push.
yeah.
And what's the good mailing address for you?
It's, the address is 180 Quileute Heights.
mailing
PO box.
is
153.
153. Mr. Murphy, he's down on La Push. It's a recreational fishing ticket. I don't mind exonerating
I know we're
your
here
bail
for
right now. We just won't gonna go looking for you.
a recreational.
I think the first time I was
fishing
looking for you, you were down the docks. You just got off a boat. Maybe that was another.
I think that was my brother.
That was your brother.
That's
You
my
guys are
brother.
either fishing or logging. I don't mind releasing the bail to you, but I just don't want to go looking for you. So we're gonna go ahead and release his bail. But how much bail did he post?
It's to Zachary Norris.
It's only 350, yeah.
250 is Zachary Norris, yeah. So it's actually Norris's bail,
I
you
think
know.
it was 350 actually.
Heather
Well,
Hatch.
yeah, yeah.
Lieutenant Bones,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
Anyway,
Love that late fee.
we're gonna go ahead and appoint Mr. Cressel
Love
right
it.
now on this thing.
Your Honor, what I would suggest, since, has this gone to arraignment? Or,
Yeah, we
Okay.
arraigned him.
Everybody
Sure,
loves
there's-
arraignment.
There's more to this.
have a
right?
chance to at least
Fishing
look at the
ticket.
file, so
Yeah.
I would suggest probably coming back either on the 26th or the 10th for setting dates.
Why not the 10th?
In the interim, because it sounds like he's employable, but he's just in between jobs.
Right.
Although my office has been appointed, if you're able to find counsel, you can hire counsel at any time.
Right.
I'm thinking probably the 26th or the 10th to set.
Let's do the 10th. Can you get back here on the 10th?
Yes, sir.
It might be better because of all this to just get here in person.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
You think you might be working by the 10th?
I should be.
In other words, don't come
You
back to
can do
court.
Zoom from the
See what's
woods,
going
but
on.
I don't want to have to go looking for you, and I don't want to hear from Mr. Cressel that he hasn't talked to you.
Yes, sir.
And he's trying to keep you honest. He's saying if you get a paycheck again, you need to hire a lawyer.
Okay.
You can't
A
just,
lawyer.
you can't just put Cressel to work and just cause,
Okay.
just because you're cramping up.
Oh,
Most of my clients aren't employable, so,
Hatch is employable. He's just picky.
So I'd have to come back on Wednesday to pick up that with Zach
There's Zach, whoever, yeah, Zach Norris, he can pick it up.
on Wednesday, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh, there's Black.
and then we'll be back here on July 10th to set dates. But in the interim, if you're working or if you're able to hire counsel, you can do so. If not, we'll set
Real
dates
small
on the
town.
10th.
You can do whatever you
Okay.
want there, really.
How old you getting to be?
What's that?
How old are you getting to be?
27.
You're still young enough to sit chokers. You got about 3 years left in you.
I'll be 10.
You think? You better find something better to do.
Yeah.
All right.
He had to have done a little bit more than just a recreational fishing ticket violation.
Yeah.
I
Oh
would
my God.
imagine.
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm
Yes.
not exactly sure. All right. Onward to this one. So
Yeah.
you said with the smokers, right?
Yeah. This is he has viewed the thumbnail and he come in just to talk about this real quick. There's some people don't go up on where the Tin Mountain. They're in the courtroom. Speak up, Judge. I just want to hear you. His face looks like he means business, by the way.
The definition of harassment, unlawful harassment is,
why is she in it?
This was earlier in the day, man.
So they switch out judges during the same
yeah, he just hears this, which I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. He a little bit too far. But yeah. He just came in to do this case and he gets up and leaves and tags in the other judge.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that they did that. All
Yeah.
right, that's
chance to see that at all? Okay. So I'm going to just.
This is where we see.
That was a real interesting piece of film in the sense that it didn't show what you thought it did. I mean, you come in here and you were in front of me last week and you were saying how awful things were and you were crying and so forth. And on the course of that video, you were laughing at her. You were making.
Everybody in the chat, again, we're backing it up earlier in the day.
Yeah, this is called rewinding. It's a new thing that they've started doing recently. I'm not a big fan of rewinding, but you know what?
You guys
Do it
see,
anyways.
We watch these courts all the time. That during the day, some people get stuck on all day. Now, the people that we're talking to are in court, just so you know.
Yeah, the very first thing we watched was live. Now we rewind it. This is called, I mean, I'm not a time traveler, nor do I pretend to be one. But we've gone back in time. Hamalam.
So I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. This is
the judge only come in first thing this morning to talk to these people that were in the smoking case we watched just like last week.
I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Everybody on?
Are we good?
Good?
Okay, let's do it.
There you go.
Making fun of her and mocking her, and you were too. And so I can play this for you, but that's what I heard. So, and you were, I mean, I think the behavior on both sides was not great. And so, no, you can't. The testimony has been concluded. And so,
by the way, in case anybody misunderstood what he just said, the thumbnail that was supposed to be such a nail in the coffin for the smoking lady, the non-smoking lady and her smoking son, it just blew up in their faces. And the video is
It was not just you. There was about 10 or 12 of you that popped in very quickly. That were very confused.
So the video showed them mocking her, making fun of her, her and her smoking son. So that's why the judge is not too happy. It backfired. They thought it was going to show her doing all this smoking stuff, and it showed them being assholes.
and again, I can't remember. I probably did. I did in the context of other cases. I'm going to do this now.
I'm not.
This
entirely surprised,
Washington,
so.
they don't show anything. They don't show us any of the evidence. Georgia, they'll show us anything and everything. They'll drop their drawers and let us see everything.
Yes.
But over here, no.
But remember, here in Washington, we can hear the "See You Next Tuesday."
Yeah, boy, they dropping them today. I like that.
Pretty sure it's the first time we've heard that in court, by the way.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
pretty sure it's this first time I've said it too. But you get it all today. Good. Well, you're welcome. All right. See, he's just reading, right? This he's trying to get his tongue out to read, so he can read to her what harassment is. By the way, That's what he's trying to do.
Those are the rules of the apartment, and those need to be followed by both of you. In terms of the harassment, based on what I've heard, the behavior on that video of Ms. Foster was not appropriate in any way, shape, or form. The way you were speaking to them is not appropriate. It's not good. But at the same time, and again, I'm watching your behavior, as I said before, I saw it. My take on it is that you were, again, mocking her in a way, and frankly, even egging her on a little bit in terms about that's what you get when you're an alcoholic. See, this is an example of alcoholism and things of that sort. And that's wholly inappropriate to be doing that. So I don't know exactly what's going on out there, but but not all conflict is harassment. And in terms of the behavior there, I'm not finding a level of harassment here today. And based on the testimony I heard last week, so the temp for the motion for the order is going to be denied. And if you know, I can't order folks to get along. I can't order folks to be good neighbors. You know, in terms of harassment, that's one person bothering another, where, like, I think I've used this example before, relationship, people breaks up, one person can't handle it, they come back and won't leave the other person alone. These are just two people who don't like each other and can't get along, and I can't regulate that. And so if I'm just a long way of me saying the request for an order here is going to be denied. You all need to grow up and behave yourselves. And if you don't, then you can both come back and get orders against each other, which would probably be the appropriate way to do, but I'm not going to do it right now. And again, the rules around smoking, that's up to the apartment manager. I can't regulate that or enforce that. And that's going to be my ruling here today.
Denied.
Bemalam. But yeah, that's pretty much the wrap on that case. We like I said, we watched that, listened to all the whining and crying. We didn't get much out of it because he set it over so he could watch this bombshell of a video that blew up in their faces. So, yeah.
You know, Griggsy said that. I can't believe there's somebody who submit evidence that, you know, we've seen that that isn't good for their case, but we've seen a lot of things that people have submitted and or, you know, said it. And it really makes you think. But again, there's a reason why. It's a reason why lawyers are lawyers. And
yeah, I tend to think like they recorded an entire video with all kinds of stuff in it, and there's probably like a small part they wanted a judge to watch.
And he watched the whole thing.
He watched the whole thing.
The whole thing. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah. If they were like fast forward to 6 minutes in, I'd watch the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure that's what he did too. So yeah, that did not work out very well. That's entirely possible. That's what you get for being a drunk.
Did you have anything else? You want to hang out and licking for a few minutes?
We can hang out and licking. We can lick on out, whatever you want to do.
408.
We run out and check the traffic and weather together real quick, and we'll watch some licking for a moment.
Good to see everybody. Good to see that beautiful beard, by the way. Woo, looking good on the judge. Now, if this is the first time you've ever been to Licking County, they bring in their first appearances this way. The judge talks to them at the podium.
2 conditions: no drinking or drug use, and also you're not to return to any of the Circle K locations here in Licking County. Now, we're going to get this randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. You're going to get notice by mail of when that's going to be. You have the right to retain counsel of your choosing. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. You can get the application form there at the jail, but since you're getting out, they're not going to turn it in for you. That's your job. It's not like Franklin County where the public defenders just show up. You actually have to take affirmative steps. So if you want to get a lawyer, follow through with that. You have any questions today?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's Mr. Marshall. Mr.
You
Marshall
are
got
out today?
nice, clean shirt on.
Yes.
Mr. Marshall can barely move.
All right. Are you Mr. Moran, sir?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Moran, you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, I do.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Yes, I did.
And did you read it and understand what it is you've been charged with?
I think so, sir. It says I was charged with obstructing official business.
That's correct. Well, basically, the Newark Police Department is alleging that on or about June the 9th of this year in Licking County, Ohio, that you, without privilege to do so and with a purpose to hinder, obstruct, or delay the performance by a public official of any act authorized within that person's official capacity, performed an act which hampered or impeded a public official in the performance of their duties. It is commonly known as obstructing official business. It's a misdemeanor of the second degree, carries up to 90 days in jail and up to a $750 fine. How do you wish to plead?
I'm guilty.
You say guilty?
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not
All right.
guilty.
What's your current address?
Snoopy, thank you.
I got 476 Alston Avenue. It's my current address. I'm trying to get a job so I can get all my stuff together for my child.
We don't want to hear your address. Keep that address to yourself, bud.
My wife's doing, well, yeah, she's pretty much my wife. She's doing 20 weeks. I'm trying to get my wife together.
You're expecting a child?
In 20 weeks.
Congratulations.
I'm trying to get a job.
Know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl yet?
It's a boy?
It's a boy.
You have any kids already?
No. First one.
All righty.
Damn, has he got dandruff?
Well, let me take a quick look here at this file. By the way, have you seen the common police court magistrate yet on your felony charge?
A what?
What's that?
A what?
Have you seen the common police court magistrate for any felony charges?
No.
They didn't charge you.
Oh, they didn't? All right. Well, hey, it's your lucky day.
Life is good. Maki, hello.
That's what I'm going to see my wife, my baby. I'm going to get a job as soon as I get out here. I'm working at Dollar General.
Which
Just
one?
To start.
Which one?
Right over here on, sorry, my brain's fucking cooked right this second.
Watch your language. We have children who like to watch our channel.
He's talking about
it's right across the street from the barber shop. I gotta get my social security card so I can start working again. My wallet was stolen with over $700 cash in it.
Well, it sounds to me like you've been having a little rough go of things. I'll give you a little bit of good news today, and that is you're going to be released on your own recognizance.
Good deal.
Shocker.
This case will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. We'll get notice to you by mail. If you get an attorney, because A, you can hire one, but B, you can get an application there at the jail for court-appointed counsel. If you're going to do that, since you're getting out, you have to turn it in. But if you get a lawyer, we'll send notices to the lawyer. If not, we send them to you. Questions?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr.
God bless
Moran.
you, sir.
Well, I'll be out on the OR bond.
You're going to be released on a recognizance bond on this case, and if
What
you
he
fail to
said.
appear in the future, then obviously a new warrant goes out.
Militant.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, you may go with the officer. Thank you. Landon Newman.
There comes
I don't
Landon.
like it because of his name.
Landon.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Newman?
God.
Yeah.
And Mr. Newman, you understand your rights in court today?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Did you watch the video about your rights in court today? Did you watch a video?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Did you understand the information that was conveyed in that video?
Yeah.
All right. You have two separate cases, Mr. Newman. You have a traffic case in which it's alleged that on or about June the 9th of this year at approximately 10:55 p.m., you were operating a white 2018 Nissan on Jacksonville Road in Licking Township, Licking County, Ohio, while under the influence of alcohol and or a drug of abuse. It's further alleged that you did not have a functioning taillight or didn't have two functioning taillights.
Oh, no.
Same penalties as described in that video. The second charge is a minor misdemeanor, so the maximum penalty is a $150 fine. So how do you want to plead to those charges?
Not guilty, sir.
And what is your current address?
113 Andover Road, apartment C.
C is in Charlie.
No, C is
C is in Charlie, yes.
All right. City and state.
Keith, Ohio, 43056.
Are you employed, Mr. Newman?
Yeah, I actually have a job at Tractor Supply. I've been working there for about a year and a half.
Which location, Heath or Newark?
The one off 79, yeah, the one in Keith.
Okay.
Doesn't strike me as a druggie, by the way.
All right. So you also have a two-count criminal complaint. Both of the charges are the same. They're both commonly known as child endangering. But basically, the sheriff is also alleging that on or about that same date, in the same location, that you did operate a vehicle within the state in violation of Division A of Revised Code, Section 451119, when one or more children under 18 years of age were in the vehicle. So in essence, they're claiming that not only did you operate a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs of abuse, that you did so with 2 persons who are under the age of 18.
All of Landon's friends are
and so
under 18.
All of his
let's
friends,
see
yeah.
here.
They
Yeah,
play
looks
video
like they're
games together.
basically saying Mr. Jeffers and Rex Road were present, but not 18 or above. So anyway, each of those
Jeffers.
charges is an M1, up to 180 days jail, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you want to plead to those charges?
Uh-oh,
Or
think
do you
about
not
it.
guilty as well?
Come on, Landon.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh yeah, these small towns, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, the one over there off of Henderson Drive, or the one by Western.
I did.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. Okay, so Mr. Newman, here's what we're going to do. In each case, you're going to be released on your own recognizance. Now, these are going to be randomly assigned to a
Right.
judge. They might get assigned to the same judge. They might get assigned to different judges, because as of right now, these are not joined together. They likely will be in the future, but for now, if you're getting hearing notices from us, which we'll send you unless you get a lawyer, pay close attention to what the case number is on the notice, because the criminal case will have a CR number and the traffic case will have a TR number. Now, if you get a lawyer, your lawyer gets all the notices and you stay in close contact with them. You can hire one of your own choosing. You can go for court-appointed counsel, and the application's available at the jail. But since I'm releasing you, the jail will not send that in for you. Rather, that'll be your responsibility. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions today?
No, sir.
Then you may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Newman.
Yep, thank you.
Newman out.
Jason Paul.
Uh-oh. 2 first names. Watch out.
Good
I'd already
afternoon,
know.
sir. Are you Mr. Paul?
Yes.
Is
Hi,
he
Mr.
the
Paul, you have
YouTuber?
2 cases with Judge George that have warrants for them, and then it looks like you have 2 cases that we're going to need to address for the very first time. So let's back it up for a moment. You understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and address the new cases first.
It must be a celebrity, 'cause we're not
Got
seeing
a
him.
traffic charge from June the 11th in which it's alleged that you were operating a motor vehicle on South Williams at Hancock Street within the city of Newark.
He said, God.
And that you were doing so while under a license forfeiture. Now, based upon your previous driving record, the allegation is going to be an M4. So it's up to 30 days and a $250 fine and up to a 1-year suspension of your right to apply for a license. You also have a failure to yield or stop at a highway or stop sign. That's a minor misdemeanor. So no jail on either of those charges. How do you want to plead?
You said no jail?
Yeah, there's no jail. That's
Oh, yeah. That's
available
Logan
as
Paul,
sentence
right?
on either of those charges.
I mean, I want to get all this behind me, but I wasn't even in it. It wasn't even a vehicle, I
Are you
guess.
not guilty then?
Yeah, not guilty.
Failure to yield and wasn't in a vehicle. All right. That makes sense. Creedus just
All
bounced out on us.
Now, you also have a criminal charge in which, let's see, it's a 2-count. The first count alleges that you did operate a motor vehicle so as to willfully elude or flee a police officer after receiving a visible or audible signal from a police officer to bring the person's motor vehicle to a stop. That's commonly known as failure to comply. It's an M1, up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine, and there's a mandatory license suspension of between 6 months and 3 years. The second count alleges that on the same date, same
remember that.
location, you did recklessly,
My God.
or by means of force,
Yeah.
resist or interfere with your lawful arrest. That's commonly known as resisting arrest. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail, up to a $750 fine. So how do you want to plead to those charges?
Not guilty.
He said he wasn't even in a vehicle, so I don't know how he's getting a failure to stop. He said I wasn't in a vehicle.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, that could be definitely. He might want to get an attorney.
Well, good luck, lad. I just locked my wife out of the house. Apparently, she was out walking the dog. Something that's only happened once or twice in the 4+ years we've lived here.
Yeah. Walking the dog, walking the dog.
She was confused. Our dog doesn't like walks.
He thought he was taking it off to shoot him in the woods or something.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, this is how they got rid of old Yeller."
What's your current address, Mr. Paul?
172 South Williams. It's the same.
We don't care about their. I don't.
Now, I have 241 South Williams on the criminal complaint.
Those other ones.
And I also have 241 South Williams on the traffic ticket as well.
It's 172 South Williams.
Okay. Well,
It's been the same. I own the house. It's
Okay.
the same. It's been the same.
Yeah,
Excuse
when
us,
you sign up on your bond paperwork,
homeowner.
just make sure that that's the bond, that your address is correct, all right?
Yeah, is my address correct on that? Is my address correct on the bond you just had me sign?
How does he know? She don't know. Leave Sue alone.
He said it's a different address.
The child support,
Yes.
can I give you a copy of it?
Yes, I'm looking for it, but I'm not.
Thank you, Fletcher.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. He gotta be upset.
Don't apologize because your beard's slightly better and very black.
I found it.
You got him beat on the hairline.
I did write it, yes.
That's a just
Okay.
for men.
Yeah, like I said, just make sure that it's correct, okay? Anything you want to say before I set your bonds, I should say?
No, I'm hoping for to get out and be able to keep working. I just got a job, which is, most of this is child support. One of these is the child support forfeiture, but they just gave me an OR this morning because I'm working and
He's a witness protection
now, and I have another child support court date tomorrow morning, and I'm trying to get all this cleared up finally. It's just been a snowball for years, and I'm getting too old.
All right, so here's what we're going to do, Mr. Paul. On your new charges, on the driving under suspension charge, that case, it'll be a recognizance bond. On the criminal charges of failure to comply and resisting arrest, that'll be an OR bond. In case number
By the way, joke about the
22
paper
TRD 06115, when Judge George issued the warrant for your arrest, he set your bond as a recognizance bond. I'm going to defer to his judgment because it's his case, and well, I'd want him to do the same for me. Actually, this is the one that's. Yeah, I got those mixed up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of snowballs.
No, I like that. I actually like him every once in a while. I like that marshmallowy.
Okay, so in case number 22 TRD 07363, Judge George, when he issued the warrant, set your bond as a recognizance bond, and as I said, I will defer to his judgment there because it's his case. Now, that's good for you on that case. Unfortunately, I'm also going to defer to Judge George's judgment on the other old traffic case that you had with him. He set your bond at $150, cash surety or 10%. So again, I'll honor his judgment and leave it in that amount.
Yes,
so
that's
basically it's going to be
$150
$15 and some change in fees in order for you to be able to be released. I want to make you aware you did have court-appointed counsel on those cases with Judge George, but that attorney is withdrawn. So right now, technically, you're not represented. If you want that to get court-appointed counsel again, you need to get a new application and fill that out. If you're going to be released, it's your job to get it turned in. You only need one application, but you only need to put all 4 case numbers down. You can get those from the clerk when you come down here and submit it. All right?
Okay, and what's my next, do you have my next court date? Did you tell me? I'm sorry.
No. 2 that were on the assigned to Judge George are going to be referred back to him. His office will schedule those for trials, and they'll send you notice. The 2 new cases are going to be randomly assigned to a judge, so they haven't even been assigned yet, and then they'll be scheduled for trial. And all notices will come to you by mail until and unless you get a lawyer, in which case the notices go through the attorney. All right?
So I just need to get an attorney.
When we're setting bonds and stuff, the whole reason for that, it kind of contradicts itself when you've got such a low bond, right? I mean, at $150. I mean, you want to make sure that you don't lose that money and show up to court. There's a whole reasoning. It's a secure.
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, and
But-
when it's next to nothing, it kind of seems like it is.
It's like, why even do it?
Yeah, but maybe $100 bucks is a lot to him. I don't know.
Matthew Smith.
Uh-oh.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Smith?
Yes, my honor.
All right. So, Mr.
a
Smith, you're
vampire.
here on 2 separate matters. You have an old case with Judge George where he issued a warrant for your arrest when you failed to appear for a pre-trial. It looks like it was basically a couple of weeks ago.
beautiful.
So we're going to address that, get a bond set, and get it sent back to Judge George on that side. And I think you have a lawyer on that case too.
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, looks like you have Ms. C as your counsel. correct?
I was actually present for pretrial that day, and CRC, I've seen her, I talked to her inside the courtroom, and she said I was good to go 15 minutes later while I was sitting outside the bench area, and so I was present. Just wanted to let that be known.
What is your current address?
It is 1739 South 8th Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43207.
Did you say South Main or South 8th?
South 8th.
And what do you do for a living, Mr. Smith?
I'm a service-connected disabled veteran, and I also 11 Bravo.
And that is?
Infantry.
Overseas deployments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Combat badge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Honorably discharged?
Yes.
Very good. Take advantage of those benefits. You've earned them.
Oh, they do here, Kirdoff. That's not the first time we've heard somebody talk about working under the table.
Yeah, and just come right out as it, doesn't mind. I mean, if anything, that says he's honest, right?
All right. I will go ahead and release you on your own recognizance. This is one of those rare occasions where I'm not going to defer to the judgment of the issuing court. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you were actually there. Now, this case will be reset in front of Judge George. Ms. C will be getting the notice of when that's going to be, so you stay in close touch with her. Understand?
Case them
All right. Now, Mr. Smith, you do have a new traffic case, which is probably what led to your incarceration, because they said, hey, this guy's got a warrant. So
I'll tell you what, we'll watch one more of these. I was hoping to see Sue and say goodbye.
I was too,
because it is Monday, but we'll watch one more through, and then we're gonna probably jump on.
Copy. I do know. I'm aware.
Yeah. So they're saying on May the 26th at about 11:55 in the morning, you were in Granville Township in Lincoln County, Ohio, driving a black 2013 Kia going 89 and a 55. It's a minor misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is up to a $150 fine. How do you want to plead to that charge?
Guilty.
All right. And you're presumed to be innocent. The state has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and you have a right to a trial to the court on this case. If you plead guilty, you admit you were speeding. They don't have to prove anything, and you give up your right to a trial. I'll simply impose the fine and we'll be done. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do?
If there's any case, I think that's an automatic license suspension.
It's not actually. It's not mandatory.
Okay, because I have an open CPS case that I'm fighting for my daughter to get her back currently, and I was going to ask for driving privileges, but it's not necessary. So thank you.
Okay, so you do understand that you'll waive those rights though if you stick with your guilty plea, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And I will impose sentence upon you if I accept your plea. As I said, it's up to a $150 fine maximum. There's the possibility of a license suspension up to 1 year, but it's not mandatory. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Okay. So how come you're going 89 miles an hour out there on State Route 16?
I just left court and I got word that my friend was supposed to, she said she was going to testify for me, and I was kind of a little excited, and I wasn't paying attention to my speed after leaving court. So I apologize.
Okay, so was that court for your children's services situation?
That was a court for being a pretrial that day, the same day, 26.
Okay, I got
you guys are like spot on with this step block.
All right, let's take a quick look.
Oh my
here.
gosh,
Recent
yes.
Conviction. You don't have one
Lead
within
singer of
12
Metal
hours.
Band, but-
12 months
Oh
proceedings.
gosh, yes.
Perfect.
Serial chart. You are
I'm looking at pictures of
34 over.
film. I mean,
Yeah, I'm waiting. If we're gonna make a live movie, we're gonna hire this guy.
yeah, for real. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of. I mean, even
Okay,
Even
so
the real
on
pictures
the
are different.
speeding violation, it'll be an $89 fine. I'm going to order that you pay the court costs. You did show your proof of insurance, so I'll reflect that that's been satisfied. As I said, make sure you get in touch with Ms. C and you follow her instructions regarding resolving the other case. Do you have any other questions today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you'll get information about how much you actually owe on that ticket and when it's due when you go talk to the officer down there. Other than that, you may go with the officer at this time.
that's his whole life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So happy to hear the news of the
All right, Sue, that
I heard it.
painless for a Monday.
Not too bad.
That probably just is for tomorrow. We'll see you then.
In Mar.
Oh, that's such a great thing.
Oh,
Oh,
gotta
that
be
is
happy.
we have not ended a Monday with Sue in quite a while. So
it's been a long time. And that guy was dead on. He could have been the lead singer for sure.
I was just looking through. Like, let me pull it up really quick. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you. I'm like,
He should have been like,
Yes.
bro. Oh, sorry, cut it off. What happened there? Thunder and lightning, by the way, right now here.
I saw you go like this.
It thundered like straight out here, and I heard it roll around the house. Around. I was like, oh.
Look at I seriously, it's really close. Of course, dude with his haircut, that is even him. But I was looking through a lot of these, man. They really do look. I mean, it's all spot on. A lot of the cartoony more ones are more along the lines, but man, that's crazy. The resemblance. I seriously though, I love seeing Sue right at the end. It's always great. And unless he's with Judge George, then it's just
then it's just like
basically see you, Judge George.
Yeah, she hates him or he hates her.
Yeah, I know. For real. I know it's a good. Let's get out of here before Mikey explodes. We don't want to see him get. Oh, by the way,
you don't want to see me explode, Daddy.
You shouldn't be. I've already had the C word in this. I'm just going. Yeah, you're not supposed to be wearing headphones.
No, it's not a good idea.
So Mikey's going to go with the headphones into the shower just for fun because why not live life on the edge. We'll be back, of course, for Mini Chase Monday, and don't forget 5:30 East, right? Is members only for We Got a Chase channel.
Yeah, good times ahead.
If Mikey's internet holds out and/or power, so always that. Big storms last night. They had to evacuate the last night of the Carolina Country Music Festival, which, of course, is X amount of tens of thousands of people out of the festival grounds to stand outside.
Well, they're not their responsibility then, Creed. I mean,
the Monday Express, Gramager, thank you, Deborah, Fizz Gig, Iowa Golfer, Lisa, Nancy, Gary, Bigfoot, Toby, Flusha, Heather, Snoopy, Lady Lotus, and Dana the Giver. Thank you, guys.
5 gifts.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
Yeah, that's right. The Monday Express rolls on. We'll see you back here. Like Creed said, we got a Chase, Mini Chase Monday, and we've got some, there's some doozies in there. Got a little motorcycle action for all you two-wheeled lovers. And a little bit of something special from our friends over at Nye County in Pahrump. So make sure you're back for that.
Is the special thing is Todd sent over the check for all the...
there might be a couple of new sponsors. We might be in the bag races of Todd these days. And here comes the rain. We love you guys. We'll see you back here real soon. Stay safe. Stay hard. Stay tuned. Top Guys out, baby. After the rain washes